okay, this is slightly exaggerated, but it's only exaggerated
for comic effect.
Well, yeah, but when I say it, you're going to go, wow, but it's not really true. But it is true what happened.
You saved a life.
No, I nearly got in 2 fights.
Oh, wow. You're not really you're like me. You would walk away from a fight.
Oh, yeah, but I've studied martial arts.
Were you on a Jetstar flight to Bali?
I wouldn't walk away from a fight. I would run away from a fight.
Well, same here.
Yeah. But, here's the thing about a fight. If someone who's drunk and they...
Well, alcohol's the
worst.
As someone who's worked in a lot of pubs as a comic, alcohol's the worst because you can't reason with drunks.
No, that's right. But if the weird thing is if someone takes a big swing at you, rather than lean back, you actually got to lean into it and then put your arm up. Because if you lean back, they might catch you. But if you lean into it, then you can get on the inside.
Is that how it works?
Well, if you lean back, then they can just keep on coming. But if you lean in, it sort of goes around you, and then you just go pop.
Right.
Which is horrible.
But see, in our age group, we're not seeing a lot of fights. We're not getting in a lot of fights.
No.
In your 20s, there were fights happening at pubs and awful shit.
Awful.
And you were just trying to avoid it. But there was always one guy in the group. There was a guy in our group who just loved to fight. It's like, why?
And he would
start fights.
And then would they end?
Not good, but because he was but this was like high school. I'm talking about high school.
Yeah.
We'd be driving along, like we were 18, 19, he'd go, stop the car, he'd run out and start punching on with some guy. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. A friend of mine did that when I was in the car once. Terrible.
Then what are you doing, mate?
And then he hit the window and hurt his hand and blah, and it was just, why did you...
A lot of issues.
The guy gave him a finger about something because he thought he cut him off, and he was in a Porsche. We were in a Porsche.
God, imagine that fight. I put it to you, sir. I put it to you.
You can't cut up a person in a Porsche. Anyway, so I nearly got in 2 fights. First one.
That's funny, though, you talk about this. A guy was on the radio the other day. He said, I've got 2 cars. I've got a Tesla and a 2-cabin V8 Ute. He goes, who do you reckon gets the most road rage? The Tesla.
Oh, of course it does. These days,
people are just cutting him off and giving him the finger.
Does it really? That's washed across to Australia.
Well, this is a while ago. This is before Elon Musk and all that.
Oh, really?
Just because he said it's an electric car, he said you'll find people in Utes get offended by the fact that it's an electric car. And cut him off.
What's to be offended about?
I don't know. It's not very macho or something, isn't it? I don't know.
Oh, but in the States they're doing it because
Elon Musk.
Because Elon Musk. So the car's been keyed.
I know.
The sales have fallen through the floor.
Can't blame
so if you've got one and you want to resell it, I don't know whether you're going to get a lot of money for it.
You can't blame the person for buying the car, though. It's not their fault. They didn't know he was an idiot.
Oh, no, exactly. I totally agree. But it's anyway. So first fight nearly got into. Okay, driving down a road, busy road, and a guy just throws his car into reverse.
Is this a current story?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
This
is not in the Porsche.
No.
This is in your car.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I should have said that. So back to my
your
slightly exaggerated story.
Yeah.
He nearly got into a fight.
Yeah.
And then he's in a little VW or something. I don't know, or some sort of little thing.
Like a peasant car.
No, it was actually it was an inexpensive small car.
I've got a VW, but anyway, go on. Yeah.
And then I see the reverse lights go on.
Oh, no.
And I go, he doesn't know I'm here.
Yeah.
He's going to go for a car park. And he starts reversing. So I go beep, thinking he'll stop. He doesn't stop. And then he starts to spin. And I'm sure he's going to hit my left headlight.
Yeah.
The reason I think that...
Are there people behind you?
Yes. Yeah. The reason I think that is because in the very same street, a couple of years earlier, a woman did the same thing. She just backed straight into me, didn't know I was there, got out and said, you knew I was going for that car park. Why did you run into me? I go, I didn't run into you. You ran into me.
You reversed into me.
You reversed into me. So I think this guy hasn't seen me. He goes to reverse. I'm going beep. And then I've gone the big beep. You know when you go beep, beep?
Yeah.
He keeps on coming. So then I do the whole beep. Where you go, beep.
Yeah.
You know. And then he pulls in really aggressively. And then his window goes down. I go, it's on here. So I want to go up. I mate, what are you doing? He goes, I was reversing into the car park. I mate, looked like to me like you were going to hit me. You know, no, I was going for the spot.
Right. And was he a guy your age or younger?
No, he was younger.
Yeah, right.
And then
did you say, do you know who I am?
I didn't know. And then I think I handled it well. And then I went, well, it looked like you were going back into me.
Yeah.
And then I went, okay, and drove off.
Yeah, good work.
Both windows were down, and he was fired. He goes, what?
Oh, yeah,
What? What's the problem? What's the problem, mate? Get over yourself. And I'm going, I will handle this with Zen.
Yeah.
And I said, God bless you, my son. We are creatures of God, and we are all on this planet together to help each other.
Well, you're older too, so you know.
No, he would have been late 30s. He wasn't young. He wasn't young.
No,
but it was very much like, I reckon his beepers would have been going off like crazy. Because he was so close to me, and he was such an aggressive turn that he would have been going. You know when people get,
he may not have beepers depending on the year of the car.
Oh, it was a newish car. It's that thing when you get you go, I'm going to get it. It's like, mate, relax. Yeah. Relax. I just did. Anyway, so that was number one.
Oh, my, is there another one?
Well, again.
God, road rage.
There used to be a thing on Letterman where they get people to do a story, and then they do a siren, and the story, this is the person in the audience, and they do rider enhancement, where they would enhance the story. Right, I'm not enhancing these stories.
No.
But what's going through my head. So I'm there down the beach yesterday, looking at the surf, leaning on my car. Someone I know not that well comes over, and she says, hello, Glenn. And I go, oh, hello there, because I don't remember their name.
No.
And then she introduces me to her friend. And I don't know whether it's her husband or it's her boyfriend.
Some guy.
And then we're talking, we're chatting, we're talking about the surf. And he goes, oh sorry, I'm leaning on your Audi, sort of inverted commas, wouldn't want to dent it. And I'm going, well, why are you having it?
But also, you're not going to dent it.
Yeah, but is that a
that's passive aggressive? I think that's called.
Because I go, well, what have you got? Oh, you got a Ford? Have he goes, yeah, and I don't want to dent the Audi. Is that like European cars are flimsy? No. Well, what is it? What was he? But I've only just met you, and now you're having a crack at my car.
I think it's more like expensive car. That's a crack at you and your wealth,
right?
And you got your Audi. You know, like I mean, that's the thing. You drive around. I drive around in like a Volvo, and then when occasionally people make a comment about it, you go, oh, yeah, because I forget that to some people, Volvos are like whatever.
But why would you? You've only met this person, you know, and it's all very pleasant. You're looking at waves. It's on the beach.
He's got issues, I'd say. If he's driving like an old Ford.
So, but okay. So, rider enhancement, I jump up on the bonnet, go into a karate stance, do a roundhouse, and then land on him, take him down, put him in his car and go, mate, watch your manners.
Now, you would have should have said, oh, so what have you got a Ford? Well, if you work hard like I have, you can get an Audi too, mate.
See, that's why you're good.
You wouldn't actually say that because he may have worked hard, but it might have been in a field that they don't make much money. You know what I mean? But that always just amazes me when people ever go.
That's why he did it, because I did ask him what he just did.
And what did he do for a job?
He does the things where people... he organises with the council for road. I think it was like the roadworks and stuff, where people hold up signs and stuff.
Yeah, traffic
so
management.
I wasn't trying to outdo him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. It always amazes me when people bring up Des Dowling, who books comedians for gigs. They go, "How much to get like whoever Dave O'Neill to do a footy club?" Oh, that'll be like I don't know $1,000. Oh, gee, I wish I could earn that kind of money. And Des always goes, "Well, you can. You just got to go do stand-up for 30 years like Dave has, and then you'll be making that kind of money. Yeah. It's an open field, mate. No one's stopping you. Yeah. It's like, people just say that kind of stuff. Yeah. So maybe, I wish I could make that kind of money. Well, you can if you want.
And what happens in my head, I'm going, is he joking? Did I know? Are Audis easily dented?
Maybe because you're a comedian, he thinks he can be funny too. That's often the way. They'll be funny to you. Like they'll think they're trying to be funny, I reckon. And often their humour's a little bit off.
Yeah, but I always reckon it's a bit of pass-ag. It's really wanting to put you in your place because you've got a car that... Yeah. Because being at the beach with an Audi, not a good look.
But also, is he from around there? Does he live down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's another thing. Oh. You're an out-of-towner. You're an out-of-towner, you're from the TV, and you're driving an Audi. I reckon there's 3 things that set you up as like a target.
I think you need to put out an app because I should put my problem into the Dave O'Neill app and he would come up with all the answers. You're a bit like AI. You can solve everyday problems with a few words. You are your own version of AI.
Well, I always say you got to think about their life and how they look at you, and so it's not your problem; it's their problem in a way.
Yeah, but look, I didn't lose any sleep over it, but it did occur to me that that's why I've heightened it. I didn't really get into a fight.
No, I know you didn't get into a fight,
but it could have escalated.
But you look at from his point of view. He's working on the roads. You're a massive celebrity in his eyes, right? He's probably a huge Russell Coit fan. You're there, out of town, leaning on your car, leaning on your Audi. you know his girlfriend. You know, that's the other factor.
You are painting a picture.
That's the other factor.
Yeah. You know what?
The woman. He's thinking, what the hell? She's hanging out with celebrities down here at the beach.
He should have slapped me across the face.
That's the factor.
He should have slapped me across the face.
If it was 200 years ago, he challenged you to a duel. I put it to you, sir.
He was a nice guy, and look, I hope our paths will cross again, and I'll do something patronising and say, anyway.
It's almost like when you go to the beach, you need like a shit car, you need a wig or something to put on, and you know what I mean? To have another alter ego, like Glenn the Beach Bum, you know, like like a beat up Commodore, you know. Oh yeah, that's me car. That's me car.
Yeah, but I just
you can't.
I can't bring myself to do it.
You can't bring yourself to it. Anyway, we should play the music, I suppose.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Anyway, here we are. I hope he's listening, that guy. He's probably holding the stop and slow sign. He's having a listen.
I'm sure he's a very nice man.
That's a hard job, I reckon. Standing up like that all day.
Pays very.
I know. You know who I was talking to? Doug Hawkins.
Oh, don't tell me. He's
AFL legend.
What?
He's doing the stop and slow. He goes, it's such good money. Because there's often
No, he's not doing that.
He was a few years ago. Dougie Hawkins. Yeah, because he said they're all ex-footballers running him. And so he said, yeah, mate.
Does he get recognised?
Yeah, he does. But he likes it. He goes, it's good. You're outdoors. You're doing something.
Well, yeah, I got to agree.
You get money.
Yeah.
Just standing there.
A bit of power.
He's probably been replaced by a stripper, but whatever. They do have that thing here I don't know if it's around Australia, but they employ good-looking women on the stop and slow.
Well, you don't like to judge, but I must admit some women look fantastic with that hat on. And they look great, and you don't like to go. And apparently the guys taking days off has dropped substantially since the females been introduced. Not that they're going there and picking them up, but the energy that they bring is very positive.
Well, I did a gig for traffic management people, and I said, what's the story with you guys? Yeah, you can imagine what it was like. Oh, man.
Did you like when people go to the toilet, would you hold stop
and slow? I certainly didn't mention my Volvo to them. But anyway, I said, why are you employing all these attractive young women? And the guy said, because honestly, if you get a bloke your age holding the stop and slow, the truck drivers will not stop for you. They'll just keep driving.
Well,
but they will stop for the young women, he said.
There's a woman at my gym who gets very upset. She says when she stops, she goes, have you got a permit? Because there's the permit version of that, and then there's the people who are just working on a house, and they've arrived with the trucks, and they've got a couple of stop signs in the boot, and they go, we want to get the truck in there, which is fair enough. So they pull out the stop and slow signs. If you don't have a permit, you can't use those signs.
They don't have a permit.
So then it's kind of a way to get through quickly. And I go, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but really, you haven't got enough to worry about if you're worried about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you do need your permit if you're going to have the stop and slows.
She needs to meet your mate down the coast with his Ford.
Every time I go past, do you wave?
Yeah, always. Yeah.
Say thanks for letting me. Thanks, mate. No worries at all. You have a good day. Yeah, I always wave.
I'm a friend of the working man and woman, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
I could be back there holding that sign with Dougie Hawkins.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Good money, apparently. So we get two topics. Got to work out how they're related. We just got to go to topics. Should we go to topics? What do you reckon?
Yeah. There's nothing else I want to.
You want to bring up?
Sometimes I like to check in with something that's occurred to me. Nothing's occurred to me that needs to be checked.
Well, we're recording a lot of podcasts because we should say I'm going overseas in late June. So to see my twin brother because we both turned 60
on the same day.
Yeah, I know, miracle.
Yeah, you're really going to jail. I know what's happening.
Well, that's what that's driving offences.
Off air.
I always remember when I did this gig in Bendigo for people that worked on the roads, and I said, and they were rough. Like they did all the bitumen and stuff, and they were great, but they were rough looking. And I said, has anyone been in prison here? This guy goes, they were pointing to some guy, he goes, yeah. And I go, what did you do wrong to get into prison? He goes, broken headlight. Now, that's what apparently they say when they're just covering up, some sort of
some
thing.
major thing.
And then I said, so you're the only guy who's been in prison. This other guy put his hand up. He goes, I've been in prison. And then the prisoner yells out, yeah, but you're on the other side, you maggot. He goes, yeah, I was the guard, you maggot. That's like, oh, my God.
It's starting up, firing
Starting
up.
bloody firing.
But how did you do on the gig? Were they
They were great.
They loved you?
Oh, they were great.
Yeah,
because in that gig, anything goes. You can do whatever you want.
I don't reckon I'd be, because they'd see me go out to my Audi outside.
Well, I've got a Volvo, but,
Yeah,
no,
that's
they
the
were great.
same. Yeah.
They were great. We got 2 topics. What are they, Sam? What are they?
Jetskis and Byron Bay.
Wow, jet skis.
Wonder why she's given us those 2 topics.
Yeah, we weren't talking about. Oh, we're talking about the beach.
Yeah.
Jet skis.
I reckon Sam would like being on a jet ski.
No. Would she?
I could see the wind blowing through her hair. Do you have to wear a helmet when you're on a jet ski? No.
No, you don't have to wear a helmet. I became a bit of a jet ski expert.
Oh, look out.
over
What?
the whole- yeah, and you know why?
What? You, of all people.
No, I've never been on one. No, because I was doing radio on the ABC over summer. Now, what do you reckon is the number one topic that comes up? Those tents on the beach?
People hate them?
Oh, yeah.
Why do they hate them?
What are they called? The Cooloola Bar?
Have you got one?
No.
Why not?
Because when we go to the beach, we don't stay for a long time. When I go to the beach, I don't want to sit on the beach.
We've got one. Yeah, no.
But you've got great little grandkids. It'd be
So we
different if we
sit
had
on the
little
beach,
kids. My kids are
and
teenagers.
We just got 2 of the best beach chairs you've ever seen. And I've got
Oh.
to say, put the whatever it's called up, get underneath there and have a little snooze on you. I used to not think, when people had beach chairs, I go, get over it. So much better than lying on the sand. And it's got a drink holder, it's got a head pad.
Yeah, I want one.
Yeah, they're not cheap. Anyway.
Yeah, because you're probably in a situation where you're going down with your grandkids and your whatever.
And you stay for some time.
Stay for some time. With teenagers, they don't want to sunbake. My kids don't. They're too white. And so we just go down, we have a swim, and then we leave. I never really like lying on the beach.
I don't like sunbaking.
No.
It's awful.
No.
I mean, it's nice for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then you realise you are doing something very dangerous to your skin.
But remember when we were kids, we'd go down with Mum and Dad. Mum would be there for hours reading the Thornbirds, and then go for a dip. The Thornbirds. Then go for a dip and then
What's
come back.
Dad reading? Power of One.
Yeah. No. Hang on. No, Shogun. Yeah, one of those 70s novels.
That's funny.
Some war thing. Oh, so anyway, I became a bit of an expert because we did a lot of jet ski talk and we did a lot of tent talk.
So this is complaining.
Yeah, because it's in January.
Hello, Dave, from Mentone.
Safety Beach is the big one. Safety Beach in Melbourne.
And they would say, Dave, can I just tell you? What would they say?
Guy rang up, I'm currently in court. I can't talk too much about this. It's a court case between me and a jet ski rider. And they ran over me near Mornington. And so you get a lot of that stuff.
That is 100% fair. I mean, God, they're so dangerous.
They are dangerous. I talked to the police, the head of the water police.
What do they say?
David, I said, so they are absolutely a problem. I said, so what do you need to do? You have to get a license. He goes, David, to get a license to drive a jet ski, you don't have to see a jet ski. You don't have to own one. You have not been on one. You just have to fill out a form on the internet and you have a license.
Yeah, not good.
So not good at all. And so there are a lot of issues over summer with jet skis going too close to people, basically.
What is the law? The law's around about, is it 200 metres or something? Or something like that. They've got to stay.
Yeah, and, thank God we go to holiday on the beach on the west coast of.
Yeah, but
there's no jet skis.
Yeah. So how can we explain that to the rest of Australia?
Well, it's more an ocean beach.
It's an ocean beach.
Where the bay beaches in Melbourne, like Rosebud, Dramana, Safety Beach, they get a lot of jet skis. It's flat.
It's flat water, so therefore they get assaulted. But now,
well, in the harbour in Sydney, they're all banned from most of the harbour. Jet skis are banned.
Well, you can understand why.
Well, there's too much craft on there anyway. It's too many watercraft.
Is this going to be like if you complain about cyclists on the road that they get angry and turn on you? Are we going to have jet ski people turning on us?
Well,
they'll know that we've said these nasty things about them.
Yeah, but we're not saying nasty things about them. So, okay,
I'm not saying anything good about them.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you see people
noise, recklessness,
they look
they
look like fun, right?
They are fun.
Have you been on one? Surely Russell Coit's had a jet ski.
I have been on them a lot.
Why?
Well, because I used to stay up at a friend's place up on the Murray, and he had a jet ski, and we would just take out and have a lot of fun. Take a couple of out there, and
really,
yep, and
okay.
and then Russell Coit. I did a fair bit of stuff on Russell Coit.
Did you have one, a jet ski?
Yeah, I did some stuff on a jet ski. I just ran it round and round, and then I don't know what the joke was. I think maybe I think I shot a dolphin. I did shoot a dolphin with a. I think I can't remember where that was. But
we're laughing. Well, so was it easy to drive?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why people love it so much, because when you're on a jet ski, you feel like you're king of the world. You can go anywhere, do anything. I mean, you can still crash them, obviously, but it's very fast. And I tell you what, when you come off, you hit the water very hard.
Well,
and you could really hurt yourself. But you do feel pretty special.
One of the guys in my street I grew up in is in the Air Ambos, and I saw him over the summer, and he said they go down at least once or twice a week to the Mornington, that area, and pick someone up who's had bad injuries falling off jet skis.
Yeah, because
or being hit by a jet ski.
Oh, people being hit by jet ski.
Or falling off.
Falling off would be the thing. To go through beach area fast is so irresponsible. You're being hit by a car, effectively.
Okay, so jet skis, that's a trademark. That's like Biro or Hoover. That's a Kawasaki trademark.
I'm going to say it was Kawasaki.
Yeah, Kawasaki.
Are they the only ones who make them?
Well, what was before the jet ski? And this is a really interesting fact.
I think it was what you said before, Sea-Doo or something.
No, Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo.
I didn't say before.
And they were different. You
sat down on them.
Yeah, but you sit down on a jet ski.
Okay, well, you couldn't stand up on a Sea-Doo, I think.
No, there's the older ones, which is where, like remember James Bond used to have 2 feet together?
Yes.
Yeah. But then it progressed from that to the sit down like on a motorbike.
Well, here's a fact. Because I did radio and I researched it, the same guy invented the Sea-Doo who invented the jet ski. How's that? The same guy, a Canadian guy called... Oh, hang on, I'll get his name. Hang on. What's Kenny's name? Shane Jacobson. Hang on. Shane Jacobson's got a brother.
Stick around.
Called
It's going to be... Everyone's going to go, oh, yeah, you're right.
Shane Jacobson's got a brother called Clayton Jacobson, who's a great director. His name, the guy who invented the jet ski, I'm pretty sure, because I remember thinking that is a weird coincidence, is Clayton Jacobson 2. He's number 2. How's that? What a weird... That should be the summer related. Kenny and jet skis. But Clayton Jacobson invented the Sea-Doo. He was like a
but surely,
motorbike rider.
No disrespect to your point. Why were you surprised?
Well, because the Sea-Doos were like made in Canada, and then he sold the idea to Kawasaki in Japan, and then took them to court when they wouldn't pay him or something, and won the case.
Wow!
So he's a guy that invented the Sea-Doo and the jet ski.
Right.
I mean, what have you done? You know, what have we done? And I wonder what he thinks. I don't know if he's still alive, but I wonder what he thinks of how they've manifested themselves.
What they've become. So, in other words, if he was at the beach, would he have a level of guilt?
Yeah, and I think but then again, he was like a motorbike rider. I think that was his profession. He was a motorcyclist, like a dirt bike rider. And he wanted to have thrills and spills. He didn't invent them for safety reasons.
No.
But Sea-Doos, that's often used for fishing too. They're the bigger.
Really?
Yeah, they're fishing ones. Yeah.
When I was up at Noosa a while ago, we all took the family.
Say it properly. Noosa.
We all took the family to the jet ski hire park. Part of the river. And there's a section...
What happens there?
Well, it's just...
Every bogan and...
you get there and they each get a jet ski.
Oh, did you get a jet ski?
Yeah, well, that's why you go there.
Wow.
And then everyone gets their own jet ski and then you just go round. But they have governors on them.
What does it mean? It cuts out or something? Or?
Meaning it'll only rev out at a certain amount, so you can only go so.
Oh.
And I said to the guy... I can't believe this is me getting angry. I nearly got into a fight with this guy. I said, the governor on mine was too excessive. My jet ski didn't go fast enough. And it didn't, because I was being passed by the kids. I hate it when the kids go past you. And I'm going flat chat, and the kids go,
your kids are quite little. Like, how many jet skis did you hire? So there's you.
Oh, there would probably have been about 6 of us. It was a couple of families. And then another time we were staying in Sunshine Beach, the guy who lived upstairs, who owned the apartment we're in.
That's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
That's just down the road from Noosa.
Yeah. He had a jet ski.
Did they drive them in the ocean near there?
No, he had one in the river. And he did, it would have been good. This is a bit weird, actually. He put now that I think about it, he said, you want to come on my jet ski? And I go, I know what this is all about. You want to take Selena on the jet ski.
The lovely woman.
Yeah, and then, but no, all three of us got on the jet ski. So I made sure. So here's the weird part.
Yeah, did you get in between him?
Well, I can't remember, but you would think the manly thing to do would be to put Selena in the middle.
Yes.
Because she's going to be protected either end. But then she's cuddling him.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's a bit of a Curb Your Enthusiasm
yes.
moment. So I wonder whether I went, I'll get in the middle.
That is
funny.
funny.
And I would have hugged him. And it's always weird, whenever you get onto a bike or anything like that, you have to be quite intimate with that person.
Yeah.
No, if you're on a motorbike.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the guy, no, you'll have to hold on tighter than that. And because I went on with Eric Banner. I went on Eric Banner's motorbike.
Yeah.
And Eric's talked about this. And I had to really snuggle up. And I don't want to snuggle up with Eric Banner.
No.
And so I got in really tight. And then someone opened their door and I nearly went over the handlebars with Eric Banner.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe told the story the other day.
Yes.
And that's a good radio topic. When do you have to snuggle up?
Oh, yeah.
Well, sometimes when you go on a car trip, you get in the car and you go, I've got to snuggle next to, someone has to take the middle.
Planes,
you got to cuddle up, don't you?
Yeah, planes, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's like, it is a question.
Camping.
It crosses your mind who you're going to have to sort of touch bodies with.
I think the answer is when the guy above you in the flat in Sunshine Beach, you don't really know, says, do you want to go on my jet ski? I think the answer is no. Because what are you going to get out of that? Like, you've been on a jet ski before.
Yeah, but he took us from the river all the way out to the national park.
Oh, that would have been all right.
And then we ran to Alexandra Bay. He was only a click away from getting his gear off because that's a nude beach.
Yeah.
And
see, there's an ulterior motive right there.
What he did was he dropped us off one by one and then made us go fast. So in other words, Selena went out there with him fast and then I went out with him fast. And then we all got back on, all went back.
Jesus. What a day.
He's a bit of a bloke because he had like a big TV like that one there. Like he had one at this 60-inch television.
Yeah.
And I go, wow, that's a big TV. He goes, that's nothing. Watch this. And then he had a screen come down over the TV, so he had a projector on top of his... And I go, what's the point? Your television is already fucking huge,
God.
and now you're putting a projector over the top of it. What
There's another word I'll add in, Queenslander.
Oh, no.
Queenslanders.
Queenslanders
I love Queenslanders.
Yeah, but,
But they are very Aussie.
So...
All right, well, let's...
you know what I associate jet skis with? Name a character in the movies.
Well, Bond is interesting.
Bond?
James Bond.
Yeah, that's the number one for me.
Yeah. Who else rides a jet ski on TV? Or did you ever want an Up Middle Bogan? They had jet skis, didn't they? Up Middle Bogan?
Probably did.
Or Kath and Kim had jet skis? Any of those? So, no, maybe I'm thinking Russell Coight. Also, I think of that guy who I love on The Righteous Gemstones and Eastbound Down or whatever he plays.
Yeah.
He plays the old baseball player. He is a jet ski. That he goes on this shit lake and just drives around in circles.
Okay, so do you think you're prejudiced against jet skis?
Yes.
If I said, we've got someone coming over for coffee later, Dave.
Yes.
I said to him, and you go, I'd say, do you mind if he joins us? And you go, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then I say, he's got a jet ski, and we're going out jet skiing. What would you think?
Yeah.
Would you not like him automatically?
Well, I just think...
Hello to all the jet ski owners out there. Dave doesn't like you.
No, I don't know. I think it's like... But then again, what difference is there between dirt biking or, mountain biking, I suppose?
Yeah, I don't think they do themselves any favours in a lot of ways with the amount of noise they make and the amount of,
I'm sure most people that own jet skis obey the law. It's just that kind of 10% that are bad.
They're giving the bad name.
Yeah. But it is a weird... I mean, I love the ocean, so I understand being on the ocean. So
I know what's going to happen next time you swim in the bay.
Yeah, someone's going to run over me.
Hey, funny boy. Heard what you're saying.
Well, just while I don't swim in the bay.
Yeah, we'll cop this.
Oh, well, should we talk about Byron Bay?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Byron Bay. First impressions?
Byron Bay. I love Byron Bay.
So do I.
Yeah, it's a vibe that it's beachy. It's one of the most beautiful beach coastlines in the world.
Yeah.
It's the beaches are great, the surf's great, the people, the vibe is good. I think the only thing that you would complain about Byron Bay is that there's not enough bakeries there.
Oh, there's a few though.
I was there with you.
There was a good one. Remember we went to that one with Peter Rosethorn? Got a wagon wheel? Oh, gee, it was good.
I would have to say,
yeah,
that when I went out for a bit of lunch, there's a lot of poke bowl action up there.
Oh, that's right. We couldn't find anywhere that didn't do
Poke bowl.
poke bowls.
Yeah, and look, don't get me wrong.
Because we were staying in a motel a little bit out of town.
Yeah.
And the only place we could walk to, it was just poke bowl.
Yeah, and I just felt like a bit more than a poke bowl. I don't know what I felt like. Maybe it was a toasted sandwich or something. But look, it's just magnificent. I've stayed up there. I've worked up there. I've surfed up there. Watergoes Beach is one of the best in the world. That Point Break is just incredible. Home to the stars. The Hemsworths live up there.
Oh, Matt Damon was there for a while.
Matt Damon. A lot of actors move up there.
Adam Swire moved up there.
Oh, he did too.
Yeah, near there.
So when you
Pat Rafter.
Pat Rafter did correct. Yes. Look, it's great. Yeah. Some would say
it's got too busy.
Yeah, it has got very busy.
Well, I've never seen a town with a ring road. Like, they've got a ring road now that goes around the main street, kind of.
Really? Around Byron Bay, or
around sort of Byron, around the town centre. So you used to have to go through the town centre to get to the other side of Byron. Now they've got a ring road
because it did get clogged up a fair bit. Yeah.
Oh, during summer, it's crazy.
Yeah. Some would say that your Noosa is a bit more like your Barton, whereas your Byron Bay is a bit more like your hippie.
A bit
more hippie. I'm not saying there's a drug element there. There's a drug problem there, but you're more likely to find someone
on the bongs.
As opposed to in Hastings Street, you probably find someone on poking ice cream in their face. Whereas you're with your Byron Bay, it's a little bit more of that, and that's good for those people who want that. Not that it's overbearing.
Yeah.
Byron Bay is where I was walking there one night with Tom Gleisner, and we were crossing the road. A guy jumped out in front of us and said, one question. And I went, yep, what's your question? And he said, I don't like your TV show.
Yeah, that's not a question.
That was funny.
Byron. Well, I think it attracts a lot of people with weird beliefs. Everyone did the joke. Well, not everyone, but people did the joke. Got vaccinated in Byron Bay, straight in, no queue, because there's a big anti-vax, anti-5G community, conspiracy people up there, I reckon. Quite a few witches and stuff.
Yeah, I went for a massage up there one day, and my back was sore, and I lied down on the thing. I'm going, okay, where you go? And he said, okay, I've started. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm realigning your chakras. I'm going, what about the part where you put your hands on my back with warm oil on it and you start rubbing up and down? Oh, no, that's not how it works. And then they go, I can see we've got a problem in the kidney area. I'm going, I didn't come to now worry about my kidneys. I came for a back rub.
There's heaps of people that move to Byron Bay, though, isn't there? From we're in Melbourne. The people move there. They only last a couple of years, though, and then they come back. They tend to.
They call it the 8-month rule, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
You last about 8 months, and then you come back. But yeah, they do, and it's surprising because I couldn't. It has crossed my mind as well to think that I would like to live up there one day. But I think you're right. I think it's having the combination of the both with a bit of city life and you have a little bit of the beach life. I mean, unless you're involved with something, you don't want to go down to the beach every day, do you?
No.
You've got to have some sort of purpose.
Well, but I suppose in summer it would just get so busy, it would be annoying.
Oh, it would be really annoying. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like, and then you get schoolies up there.
Yeah. Oh. I learnt to skin dive up there. What else did I do? Yep, I went scuba diving, learnt in the pool.
It's got a good vibe though. Even we did the comedy festival up there, didn't we?
We've done a few of them up there. Hello to all the folks up there at Byron Bay that kindly came along to see our show. Me see a quality stand up in Dave and me just waddling on there doing a bit of old crap.
And but despite all the commercialisation, it's still good, Byron Bay. I still like it.
Absolutely. I mean, that pub is one of the best in the world, that pub right on the beach there.
The Beach Hotel.
The Beach Hotel, and the restaurants are diverse, and the energy is great. And so, no, don't get me wrong, the whole hippie thing is very cool.
Should we talk to someone who actually lives up there? Because we're only visitors. I couldn't imagine what it's like to live up in Byron.
I know what you're getting at. You're suggesting I ring Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. Or the other one that liked you, Liam. That was so funny.
I got their phone
He came backstage and you didn't know who he was. Oh, God, that was funny. Liam Hemsworth.
Didn't I know who he was?
Well, you sort of knew, but it's like he's not the famous one. He's the mid-famous one, isn't he? He's not the one.
Well, he came over and sat on the couch with it. It was Liam. Was it?
Hilarious. Yeah, Liam.
He's a lovely guy.
Yeah,
he
was in the Hunger Games. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, and we got on very well. But was I embarrassing?
No. You said, "Do you have a girlfriend?" I'm like, Miley Cyrus.
Did I say? Did he have a girlfriend?
I think he just broke it up with Miley Cyrus.
No, I didn't say that. Did I say that?
I can't remember, but he'd just broken up with Miley Cyrus.
And did I bring up the...
And then you said, where did you live in California? I'm like, she wrote a song about it, Malibu. Here with you in Malibu.
I think you've dreamt this. I don't reckon I
No.
said that. No.
That was incredible that night. He turns up backstage in Byron Bay. Then Bernard Fanning turns up from Powderfinger.
Yeah.
I love Powderfinger.
And then the chef from that restaurant.
Yeah, the chef at Madeline West.
The husband.
Yeah, from Voudemont was
Yeah.
there. Shannon Bennett.
Sounded a bit well done.
And then Pat Rafter brings you up. God, it's just
Well,
all going on.
It's all showbiz come to town.
And then the famous Hemsworth sends a photo to his brother. Chris Hemsworth sends a photo, Thor, to Liam of him lying on the bed with a Russell Coight DVD.
No, what happened was the organizer came over and said, speak to Chris. And I thought Chris was her husband. And I got on the phone and said, Chris, what are you doing, you wanker? Why don't you get down? Tell Chris to get down here. I thought it was her husband. So I'm having a crack at Chris. I'm having a crack at the wrong Chris.
Was that Chris Hemsworth?
And I was leaving a message, Chris Hemsworth. And not that it matters, he's just a bloke. No big deal. But I was embarrassed. And then he sent a photograph of himself in bed with a Russell Coight DVD, which is, is that crossing the line? Not really, but anyway.
He's a big fan.
He's a big fan. And I was shooting something the other day with a director who's from up that way. And he said, can you do a quick video for Chris Hemsworth? And I go, really? And he goes, yeah. And so I did a video for him. And it was one of those ones where...
Can he do a quick video for me? That's what you should have said.
Oh, yes.
Can he do a video for me?
I'll do it for him if he does it for me. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, what would I ask
just
for?
say for my birthday, whatever. My day.
Do you want him in an outfit?
No, he doesn't have to be in an outfit.
No, but get him in an outfit. I was in an outfit.
I'm sure you're in the Russell Coight outfit.
Yeah, and I never thought of it like that.
Well, yeah, no worries. But
maybe I should ring up and
can you do a video for me?
Oh, because you're 60th.
Yeah, yes. Or just promoting this podcast. Hey, it's Chris Hemsworth here.
That's something we don't do.
I love Glenn Robbins' podcast, Somehow Related. Doesn't even have to mention me. I don't even care.
No, you should care.
But it's it's like he's a massive star.
Yeah, but they're just movie stars.
I know
they're just blokes. They're just
blokes, but
they sit on the couch and
he
watch
owes
TV.
You. Anyway, we can't get him on the phone, so why don't we bring up who else lives up there? You know who we've worked with before? Mandy Nolan. She lives up there. She's the queen of Byron Bay.
She is fantastic. She is one of
a
those
life force.
I have been on a bill with her. Oh my god!
They don't want to follow her. She's too good.
She can blow. I've never seen someone blow an audience away like she does, especially when she's in that part of the world. I don't know what she's like anywhere else, but she is formidable and very nice.
All right, well, I will try her. It's ringing. It's exciting.
What would she be doing right now?
Surfing.
Oh,
hello,
Mandy. It's Dave O'Neill and Glenn Robbins. How are you?
Oh, she might not
I'm
remember.
pretty good.
She remembers us.
She remember you, but she might not remember me because it's a year since I've seen it. We're on our podcast and we've rung you. I hope it's not a bad time.
No, it's a perfectly good time.
So, Mandy, we're talking about Byron Bay on our podcast. And we thought, why not speak to someone? I mean, I don't think you live there anymore, but you were there. You live near there, don't you?
I live in Mullumbimby, which is probably 15 minutes from Byron Bay. So when we live here, there's a Mullen v Byron thing. But when you're outside of the region, I technically live in Byron Bay. And I lived there for 15 years. I'm probably there nearly every day. I'm on my way there in the next hour.
Isn't it Mullumbimby just full of people that used to live in Byron Bay and they moved? Kind of?
It kind of is. If Byron's a little bit boho, Mullen's a little bit hobo. We're a little bit more shoes off.
Hippie, yeah.
Nice, yeah.
You were telling me once there's two Steiner schools, right? One was a breakaway, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure that the one in Mullumbimby broke away and formed. I can't remember the actual story. It did actually kind of create itself, and then they're both K-12 schools, which I think shows you how out of the box we are here.
Yeah.
Most places are lucky to have one K-12 Steiner school in a metropolitan area, not two within 15 kilometres.
It's hilarious.
You know, you've still got to go on a waiting list to get in there. There may even be called for a third, which is one of those things. Like I was one of those parents that made Steiner school jokes, and eventually my kid became a Steiner school.
Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it?
I went, oh no, this has come back to bite me on the arse. Because as it turns out, awesome education for kids who are completely falling through the cracks in a system that doesn't appreciate creativity. Like, there I was making fun of their not wearing black T-shirts, we only do rainbows. And as it turns out, actually a game changer for my kid. Oh, and that's like me making fun of gluten intolerant people here for years. I used to say I was gluten intolerant, and now I'm gluten intolerant. So I'm going to have to be really careful.
Yeah.
So sum up Byron Bay though to people that don't.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you were overseas and someone said, "Where do you live?" How would you describe Byron Bay and your lifestyle?
I would say we live in, I would say it's probably one of the most beautiful coastal regions.
I totally agree.
In Australia, we have rainbows for breakfast here. Like, if you just fart, there'll be a rainbow.
With a bit of brown through it.
Yeah, like we pretty well copyrighted rainbows because we are the rainbow region. Like, to us, that deep core of counterculture is deep within. I'd say that it's a little bit hippie at times. Unfortunately, the most unaffordable real estate in the country in Byron Bay, highest median rents in Australia, lowest wages. It's like basically you work at a hospo and you've got to have 4 people to a room to pay for the rent to live in your $1,100 a week.
Gee, the thing I love about Byron Bay is that it attracts a lot of kooks. Like whenever there's, like Glenn on Fisk played the penis painter. That was a guy in Byron Bay, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brunswick Head, I think.
Yeah,
that's right.
Not just a guy, Glenn, in Byron Bay. I think Kitty met him. His name
Yes,
Tim.
she was at
He did my stand-up comedy course years ago, and I had him come to my 50th birthday party, and actually, because he did comedy, but I got him to paint people with his penis, and Kitty was there. And I think at the moment, at my 50th, I think your penis painter was born, because I went, hey, I see the connection here.
Yes.
He doesn't actually, he lives up on the Gold Coast, but travels down here for work.
Well, I should get together with him and we should have a bit of a penis chat and a bit of a comparison on notes on what, you know.
Have you done like the Stanislavski method? Have you actually, because he puts a paintbrush up the eye of his penis.
Oh.
He doesn't, does he?
Yep.
Oh, so you're saying that's cheating, or are you saying that's...
No, that's how he signs his name. He does his... Because I've got portraits downstairs that he's done of me and the family, which is kind of weird, but it's weirdly accurate. And he just kind of gets his whole penis, and he uses his, when he has to prepare the canvas with his balls and ass. So
this is very. What about, you told me once you went to a guy that he talked about orgasms or something? He had a session.
I did see a presentation. I only would see here at 1:30 on a Friday in a kind of a community centre. It was called The Multi-Orgasmic Man, and he did a and I went along thinking it was a talk, and it wasn't a talk. You know, when you get there and there's a single mattress and like a sorbeline cream with a hand pump, you know that you're in for a show. And he pretty well come out there, took his pants off, his wife got up, and one of the friends, and they basically gave him a hand job so he could get to the multi, but he never made it. He never made it to the multi, because you know what happens when you get your penis out in a room full of people and talk about the multi-orgasm? You don't get a hard-on.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. The amount of times I've been caught out like
terrible.
that.
I know. And I'm like going, oh, please don't do this, mate. In the end, we're all chanting. They had us really close. And I'm like, I couldn't get out of there because I was going, this is really hard. And to say his name was, let's say it's Gary, and they're all chanting going, I'm not kidding. They're pulling his penis for the multi-orgasm for the thing going, go Gary, go Gary, go Gary. And I was like going, oh, I felt so sad for him. I'm like, oh, actually, I just going, please let this be over for this poor man. Like, yes. I feel like he just needs some relief, and it's not the kind of relief they're trying to give him.
So that's sort of only in Byron Bay stuff, isn't it, really?
Look, I don't really think that does happen, because in that same room later that night, I think they had a 12-step meeting for Alcoholics Anonymous, and I went, God, I hope they wash the cups. And it is a bit like that. You know, honestly, it's why I live here. Like, I can go down the road here. Like, the other day, this is in the Byron region, Mullen. I can go down the road, and in the morning, like, there's a guy dressed like a wizard blowing bubbles. And you go, oh, I love this town. You get into Byron, and we've got a man that hits us here every day. His name's Cool with a K. He's divine. And he has a pineapple shaker and a banana shaker, and he hula hoops outside the National Bank 8 hours a day, like a job. Like, he just does it, and he sings songs about people as they walk past, and somehow manages to get away with it. And then he hitches home to another town where he can afford to live.
Wow.
I do have to admit, I'm a big fan of I love our kind of, we've got some people that are real out of the box, and that makes it worth living here.
Yeah. Do you think it's got over-commercialised, Byron, now? Or?
Yeah, look, I think when I say over-commercialised, I think it's what's happened all over Australia, slightly seriously, is that when you have out-of-control rents, like the property prices, you know, during COVID, it just supercharged. Like our property prices went through the roof. We have the highest homelessness numbers in City of Sydney.
Yeah, I heard that. You see them sleeping rough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's massive. I do a lot of work in community kitchens, etc., around the region, and the people that you see turning up to that, like, they're people that I used to know in share houses. Like, people turn up to places that have got jobs. Like, people are so close to homelessness here if they don't have secure housing. So, but the commercialisation is really the fact that commercial rents go up, and so what happens instead of these funky little shops with crystals and get your kind of, you know, some wacky shops that we've always had, the only people that can afford the rents are franchises. So you come here and you end up what someone in the Byron Chamber of Commerce called they called it an outdoor Westfield, which is the same, you know, the same shop, sports girls,
Super, yeah. Then you get your Subway and
Yeah, you don't come here to go there. Like, people like the kind of funky shops. So we've
true.
still got a lot of funky artists in the area.
Yeah.
But I would just say, you know, real estate greed is a threat to creativity everywhere.
Yeah. So true.
And you guys are truly unhappy. Go get a massage in a colonic and think about what you're doing to the place, please.
Very, very Byron.
I mean, right.
Well,
get your penis in some paint and do something for the community.
Well, great to talk to you, Mandy, and it's given us a bit of a snapshot.
You are living the life and continue to will vicariously live through you, and I love the idea of what you're doing, and keep. And can I just ask? I haven't been up there for a while. You're still doing stand up?
I've just retired from stand up. To tell you the truth, I actually decided. Can you believe I got to 40 years of being a stand up? I don't know what I'm doing now. Sitting down actually, but I'm ready for some reinvention. So
great.
I've stepped away from the stand up. I'm doing a lot of writing, doing some painting, doing stuff like that, but. I went, honestly, I love stand-up, but if I have to go into another room as a 57-year-old woman and try, I feel like people, I used to feel like their mum, now I feel like their grandmother.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I did a gig on Saturday night for a footy club in the country. I'm like, I could be their granddad, you know? It's
I know.
No, the audiences are missing out on a wonderful...
It's really hard. And then did you get to that point where you go, you can really do it. There's so many transferable skills. Yeah. But you're going like, oh, my CV's fucked.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're taking up painting, but you don't have a penis, so that's a bit sad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, you never know.
You never know. You're in Byron. Hey, Mandy, thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, Mandy.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Mandy Nolan. What can we have? Thinking music. Jetskis.
Have James Bond do it. Scene from. That could be very exciting without that.
Byron Bay.
If there's no Kawasaki ad, there's no. Is there a?
There's no Byron Bay ad.
Is there? We could. I did. There's a scene of Russell Coit filming at Byron Bay that was when I got
shot the dolphin.
I shot the dolphin. No, I got dragged up the beach and I burnt my testicles on the sand. Whoa. And I'm yelling. Stop. Do
we need that? What about a make-believe? I mean, what about a make-believe where, you know, because owning a jet ski, when does that come up in the relationship? Is that something that stays hidden?
You're saying it's an issue? It's like
could be.
Yeah, if you're going over the football team, I shouldn't barrack for us.
Yeah, if you're going over the woman who's not into that world,
yes,
you'd keep it hidden for a little bit, surely.
Yeah, and are we in?
It's like if you're a Freemason or something.
Are we in Byron? Oh, no, it's yeah.
So we're not in Byron Bay.
We're in Byron Bay. Where are we? Just
anywhere. I think he's decided. He said we have to have a chat. I've got to tell you something.
Okay, that's good. Okay. I'll be the man.
Yeah, we'll be at home. Yeah. Or at a restaurant. Maybe at a restaurant.
Oh yeah, that's good.
At a restaurant.
Yeah,
at a restaurant.
Well. Finally, we get to spend a bit of quality time together and have
lovely. So lovely.
Yeah.
And you were so nice to my parents. They loved you. They loved you, Derek.
Yes.
They loved you.
I have that way about me that I can.
They loved you. And you love my parents.
I do. I think
We've been going up for 3 months now, and it seems like we're a perfect match. I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, I've told you everything about me.
Well,
that I
yes,
like
I know.
scrapbooking, and
Yes.
you've embraced that.
Yeah, and you're knitting. and
You've
you're,
embraced that. You hold
Yeah.
the wool for me. It's lovely.
Yeah.
You've embraced my 4 cats.
Yes.
You've loved the cats. But is there something? Why do you want
And
to
I
talk
love
to
your
me?
tap dancing.
You love my tap dancing.
Yeah.
But what
I've told you everything.
Have you told me everything? I can't
Well-
feel. I just can't help thinking that you're holding back on something.
Well,
Are
there
you
is.
Is that
there
the reason you've asked me out tonight, Derek?
There is one thing.
Oh no, I knew it. You've got another family.
No, it's not.
You've
not-
been married before.
No, I don't.
You've got a kid.
I don't have a kid. I certainly don't.
You've been in prison.
I haven't been in.
You murdered someone,
I
but it wasn't
didn't.
your fault.
I nearly
I'll
did, but
still
I
love you,
didn't.
Derek.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
still love you,
I
Derek.
know you will. I know you will. Bear with me.
Oh no! You don't play golf, do you?
No, I don't play golf.
Oh, thank God. You're not a Freemason. A Freemason? Or?
I'm not a Freemason.
I wouldn't worry me. One night a week you're wearing a bow
No,
tie.
I'm not.
That
Not
wouldn't worry me.
any of those things.
Lions Club's good.
Yeah, but I totally understand. Your voice has got a little bit.
It is bad. You barrack for Collingwood. That's fine. I don't care. Football, whatever.
I did have a time when I barracked, but I don't barrack for them anymore.
Oh, so relieving.
Yeah.
You were in a war. You were in the army. You killed people.
No.
Killed several
no.
people. I've said you've been in prison. Well, what could it be?
Look,
what could it be?
I'm not sure how you're going to react.
You went to Thailand that time on holiday. You had an experience with a woman. It turned out to be a man. Did that happen?
No, it didn't happen.
Okay.
It happened to a friend of mine.
Phew.
When I told you that story, it was about a friend of mine, Brian.
You went for a massage and it turned a little bit weird.
I did not participate
Okay.
in that. I just had a normal stress relieving.
You've got no points on your license. You want me to take some? That's fine. I don't mind. I'll take some points for you. I'll do anything for you.
What I'm going to tell you
Yes.
is going to be hard for you to hear, but I think it's going to be okay.
Okay. All right. Yes.
As we sit here
Yes.
right now, am a jet ski rider.
You own a jet ski?
I own a jet ski. What? Hey, what? Ah! I don't use it very often. No, I stay below the speed limit. Oh, I'm so upset. I'm going to have a massage. Special one.
Oh, that was funny. I liked it.
That was very
Okay,
good.
what's your guess? So jet skis and Byron Bay.
I reckon you can do something special on a jet ski in Byron Bay. I'm going to say that if you want, there's a place you can go there and you can get married on a jet ski.
I'm going to say Byron Bay were the first place in Australia to ban jet skis.
I was going to say that because they do seem like the sort of community that would
Ban it.
go and
Ban it, baby.
And I understand that. So I reckon you've probably got this one right.
What is the answer, Sam?
Clayton Jacobson, too, a banker and dirt bike racer who grew tired of crashing into the ground at high speeds and decided to build what he called a motorcycle for the water, inventing a stand-up personal watercraft that evolved into the modern jet ski. Clayton lived for a long time in Byron Bay and died there in 2022. He was 88.
Wow.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
I wonder if there's a plaque up there somewhere, like the home. So what is the Byron Bay's attitude towards jet skis?
It wouldn't be good.
Wouldn't be good. Yet.
Did he let that go at parties? You know, that's...
I'm the guy, yeah.
I'm Clayton. My name's Clayton. What do you do, Clayton? Oh, I'm retired now. What did you do? Well, you know those really annoying sea craft that you don't like. Do you reckon he chose Byron Bay because there were no jet skis there? Because I can't remember
Probably
seeing a
did.
jet ski in Byron Bay.
Because I could see a plaque up somewhere at maybe some sort of launching spot
Yeah.
saying dedicated to whatever his name is, Shane Jacobson.
Clayton Jacobson, I think his name was.
Clayton Jacobson.
What his name was.
And there'd be a plaque and you get to put where the jet ski was invented. That'd be a real tourist attraction.
Or why didn't he retire to like Safety Beach or Rosebud here in Victoria on the bay where there's hundreds of jet skis and he could just wander down like Hugh Hefner in a dressing gown and go, boys, I invented this. Thank you. No problem at all.
Exactly.
That's my trademark. I make money off every one of those jet skis.
Hey, Dave, do you see that beach over there?
Yeah.
Do you see what I've pulled up for you?
A jet ski.
Yeah. Have you ever had to go on one?
No.
Do you want to get on the back with me?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, let's get on. I'm on first. Okay, I'm just going to
Right.
start it up. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that throbbing between your legs, that feel good?
Oh,
Yep. And 1, 2. Oh, you fell off the back, you fucking idiot. You meant to fucking hang on. Then again, I don't really want you to hang on. It's a bit weird.
I panicked because I got a stiffy.
I know.